Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ultimate Academy. I am waqashassn and in today's video we will be learning how to improve the critical thinking. Critical thinking is an extremely important skill because it helps you become wiser. Wisdom does not come from age. You know that. You've seen people who are like 60 years old and not as wise as some 20 years old. Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook when he was something 20-year-old. Why? Because critical thinking, the skill of critical thinking. This is what differentiates people who have the ability to take big social decisions, personal decisions, career decisions, lifestyle decisions, to those who are just still struggling. Still, the cloud is a lot gray there. They don't know which paths to take. They're always struggling, even if they're in their 40s and 50s. This is the skill of critical thinking. So we will be learning today how you can improve that, and the method we're going to be using is called the Socratic Method. Yes, it is developed by Socrates, the famous Greek philosopher. And Socrates was famous for not having answers. He is not the preacher that we expect a lot of these philosophers are. Everybody from Buddha to Aristotle to Confucius, they are all famous because they had answers to life. Socrates was famous because he had questions for everything. He used to ask why. So for example, if you're taking big decisions in life, which career to choose, why? If you have certain opinions on something, why? That is how Socrates became famous and developed the method called the Socratic Method. So how to develop critical thinking in a step-by-step way? So the first step is opening your mind to the idea of I don't know. It is seen socially very reclusive thing to do, that I don't know, because you're afraid that people will judge you, you are a dumb person. But once you start developing the confidence of being in any social setting, even when you're giving presentation in front of people and you're like, I don't know, it actually opens you up to this possibility of information, possibility of knowledge, possibility of perspectives. I'm actually famous for that because I give talks to this high-stake government officials, sometimes marketing managers from different banks and stuff, and they have a lot of questions. And like anybody in this large field, we don't know answers for everything. So I don't pretend. I don't have the answers for everything. Instead, what I do is, I don't know. What do you think? What happens with that is that I don't lose respect. You might be thinking that if you'll say, I don't know, people will be like, this person doesn't know much. No. Instead, what it does is that it makes you more human and somebody who's eager to learn, somebody who's keen. So start by having this mindset of, I don't know. And then in the second step, go with why. If you meet somebody who is a big supporter of climate change, and let's say you're not, because this is something you've not read too much, paid too much attention, do not dismiss that person. Don't be like, climate change is all facade, or don't be like, I don't have time to read about climate change. More like, hey, I'm actually eager to know, why do you support climate change so much? Similarly, maybe somebody is a massive plant-based veganism supporter and you are a hardcore meat eater. Don't be like, oh, you don't know. Don't be like, meat eating has been what humans have been doing for this entire thousands of years, so that's the right thing. No, that will make sure that your critical thinking stops there. Instead, go with this like, hey, why do you prefer plant-based or veganism? And when the person will be like, okay, because all the scientific studies are focusing on that, or maybe it's because I have certain emotional attachment with animals, I can't eat that, whatever that is, go a step even further. So I understand that scientific studies today are talking about plant-based diet, but humans have been eating that meat for thousands of years. How do you think humans have evolved if they've not been eating plant-based diet? What is happening here is you're asking question after question, and it is making you more wise because you're taking a new perspective. Let's take something else. Let's say you are talking about this cryptocurrency, decentralized world. A lot of it you probably don't understand. And most people, when we don't understand things, what we do, we have trained ourselves to not talk about that. We have trained ourselves to just dismiss it. This is what our parents' generation do, right? When the internet came, when Instagram came, when TikTok came, and parents are like, this is these kids doing all these things, they don't know what real life is. This is what they used to do to us. And now I know a lot of you are doing this when the web is changing to crypto and decentralized. You're like, oh no, this is this next generation's thing. This is too, they don't know how the real men are or the real women are. No, that's not how you live. Instead, you go like, every time you see somebody who's talking about crypto, who's talking about decentralized world, you go like, I don't know much about it. Why do you support crypto? And that person will be like this and this. And then you're like, why this and that? How come we've been using this system and you're saying that system is all false? What is the problem with Web 2 that you want Web 3? Just open your horizon to these possibilities of new answers. And this is only when you are talking to other people. What happens when you are talking inwards to yourself? This is exactly what you do. Let's say you're choosing a career and you're like, I want to become a YouTuber. Ask yourself, why do you want to become a YouTuber? And if the answer is because it's cool, a lot of people are doing that, the answer is probably not right. Instead, go even a step further. Why do you even find it cool? Go and ask yourself even further. Do you have what it takes to be a YouTuber? Are you genuinely interested in sharing your opinions with others? Are you genuinely interested in talking to camera and building your life around the age of internet instead of going out? And let's say the answer is yes. Then why are you like this? Why don't you like job environment? Why don't you like traditional jobs? Why don't you like sitting with colleagues and having lunches together? Keep asking these questions. I want you to take your career decisions by asking yourself why like 7 to 8 times. Go a layer deep. Similarly, let's say you're choosing a partner and you're like, I find that woman really attractive. Why do I find that woman really attractive? What are the qualities in her? And let's say if the quality is this, and you're like, why this? Do I lack this? Or this is some of the qualities that I've appreciated in other people. This is the quality that complements me. Why is that? Why does it complement me? What you're doing here is by going step down and step down, you're building the mind muscle in thinking more critically. And critical thinking does not mean lack of decision making or lack of clarity of thoughts. Critical thinking actually means understanding why you take certain decisions, because life is a long journey and there are a lot of obstacles in there. And every path you go on, you'll see that there's massive things and environments happening that are not what you expected. But if your whys are clear, you will be able to go through that journey. Otherwise, you will keep moving, keep struggling in your 40s and 50s and so on. Think of it this way. You go to the gym and you just lift this dumbbell every day. You're just lifting that dumbbell every day, but you're doing the same thing. Probably weight has changed from 4 kgs to 5, after a month to 6, after a month to 7, but you keep doing the same thing. Keep building one muscle again and again for years. Mind is exactly like that. We need to train our mind's muscle into thinking critically about everything, from any opinion you have for a certain political party, for climate change, for LGBT, for veganism, to the big career decisions you take, to the big relationship decisions you take, to the big study decisions you take, to the big part-time job decisions you take. Every decision you take, you need to keep building that muscle of why you're doing this, because you'll see this muscle is one strong muscle that is then used for everything. Just like strong arms can be used for everything, to pick up things, to feel fit, to play better sports, to throw faster, to do this, to do that. It's one muscle, 1,000 different things you can do with that. Similarly, one strong critical thinking muscle, 1,000 better decisions you will take in your life. In the end, also know that wisdom is not knowing about the answers. Wisdom is about knowing all the different paths that are leading to different answers. The understanding of the paths is what separates wise people from unwise people, or non-wise people, whatever the word is. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and found this helpful, and let me know in the comments what are some of the other videos you want me to talk about. Subscribe to Ultimate Academy because we have never-ending supplies of videos that will help you live your ultimate life. See you!